Hello and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to talk about how far the stock market could fall. So if you haven't been paying attention to the stock market, I would probably advise to continue not looking at the stock market because it's not very pretty. Over the past 6 months the S&P 500 has fallen about 15% and there's a good chance it could continue to fall. So over the past 3 weeks the stock market was finally beginning to improve and the S&P 500 had gone up about 5% because the thought was that inflation was starting to go down. However, as we can all tell by going to the gas station, that's not the case. In April, inflation was at about 8.3% over the past year, and it was largely expected that it was going to stay the same or inflation was going to go down. However, it rose up to 8.6% over the past year, which marked a 41-year high. So if you're 40 years old, this is the highest inflation you've ever been alive for. And with the news of the high inflation, the S&P 500 fell down about 6% today, and the Nasdaq has fallen about 8% over the past week. So if you're like me, you're hoping, hey, this has been bad, but it will just get better from here. Unfortunately, this is not the case. I've seen several projections out there saying that the S&P 500 will go down about another 15% from where it's at today. So the answer seems pretty simple. All we have to do is stop inflation. However, that's not going to be easy, and there's not really much the government can do about it. The main thing the government could do to lower inflation is to increase the federal interest rates. However, when interest rates are increased, it typically makes the stock market go down. So the government is in a bit of a pickle. So they kind of have to decide which they care about more. And a lot of the time the government decides that they would rather fix inflation than have a good stock market. And I would say a lot of Americans agree with that. Because something just doesn't feel right about getting 4 gallons of gas and paying over $20. Or going to Subway and getting an $8 footlong. Because they had the whole song about it being a $5 footlong. So now that it's like $8 for a footlong, it just doesn't feel right. But anyways, in decreasing inflation, the stock market could go down a good bit. And there are a lot of sources out there saying that it will lead to a recession. So while it does feel like we're in a recession right now, technically we are not. Because for a recession to happen, the gross domestic product of a country has to be negative, and that has not happened yet. However, we are quickly approaching a bear market, which is when the market goes down 20% or more. So the question everybody is asking right now is, what should I do? And the answer is fairly simple. It's just keep on doing what you were doing. Because while a lot of people are saying that a major recession is going to happen, nobody can predict the future. So since we can't predict the future, what we have to do is just to continually invest and not panic. The worst thing you could do is to pull all the money out now because you're scared and the market's gone down 15%. Or even worse, to pull it out when the stock market has fallen more. What you have to do is leave your money in the stock market and continue to invest. I'm willing to bet when you look back at it 10 years from now, you'll be glad that you continued to invest in things such as the S&P 500 because it will have grown a lot. With its track record of over the 50 plus years of bringing back 7 to 10% on average each year. If you pull your money out because you're scared and don't put your money back in the stock market, there's a good chance you'll miss out on a lot of financial gain. So my advice would be to set it up so that you automatically put a certain amount into the S&P 500 every 2 weeks or so, and that way you don't have to close your eyes while you're doing it, and it will just do it for you and you don't have to think about it. However, if you're like me and you have to look at the stock market several days a week, just look at it and be sad and disappointed, but don't do anything drastic. And as far as inflation goes, a lot of the experts are saying we've had it about as bad as it's going to get, and it should get better. However, it's not going to be an instant thing. You're not just going to wake up tomorrow and, oh, gas is $2. It's going to slowly decrease over the next several months. And that's not even guaranteeing that all the prices will go back down to what they were before. So in recap, inflation is still really high, the stock market's still going down, but you just need to keep your money in it and keep on putting more money in the stock market if you can, and just keep your eyes closed. So thanks for watching my channel, subscribe for more daily content, like if you like the video, and leave a comment below if you have any ideas for future videos or any comments on this video. Thanks.